Hello everyone, hello and welcome to what will be the last video of the main series here for Let's Play MediEvil Remake. I'm the Black Shadow, and if you're wondering why there's a tick at the bottom right, it's because I may have done this level and may have forgot to press the record button. I'm just saying. Let's take Zarok down. We're here. And yeah, place looks just as creepy and frightening as it always used to do. Lovely.
We never thought you'd get this far. Your final encounter with Zarok awaits beyond this point. He has surrounded himself with his unnatural bodyguards, but you may yet even the odds by calling upon the lost souls collected within your chalice. Place the chalice on the shield at the heart of the arena. Good luck, Sir Daniel Fortescue.
Cheers. So, let's quickly go and get ourselves a bit of extra health here, because I'd already... By the time I'd realised what had gone on my end, it was too late, basically. So, yeah. Let's go and get ourselves a bit of spare health here. Replenish our silver shield, and then let us repair things as best as we can, which is going to be, basically me doing this without magic arrows, because I'm not allowed nice things. My own fault, you know? This is what you gotta deal with. Oh well, never mind. Well, let's go then. Yeah. I'd say this place looks pretty fitting for a final encounter, if you do, I do say so myself. Alright then, Zarok. Let's do this.
Sir Fortescue, my old nemesis, so we meet again. I see that a century spent as worm food has done nothing to diminish your naive obsession with the freedom of Gallowmere.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Zarok's not alone. This is a problem.
Prepare to attack, my warriors. I want the dogs gnawing marrow from those bones within the hour. Ah! What is that, Fortescue? Your lucky cup?
Close enough. So yeah, all those chalices we've been collecting, not just for the fun. You need him for this fight. Because if he wants an army, we'll give him a fucking army. You can't hurt his bodyguards. These guys sure can. So, we must assist our troops here with the good lightning. You must literally sacrifice your life force in order to support your own troops in battle here. You can't do anything against the guards here, and should your troops lose, so do you. You die. So we try and keep these guys healthy as quick as we can here, as they're gradually doing damage to Zarok's soldiers here. Good. Yeah, sacrificing health isn't obviously unfortunate. Ooh, some of these are having problems. Come on, you nearly got them. The more you can keep alive as well, the more help you'll get in a moment. There we go. Get them. Nice. Good job, everyone. And for each one that you keep hold of alive, you get yourself a nice-looking energy vial. Very nice.
You always were unfortunate in battle, Fortescue. Let us see how you fare against my champion, the late Lord Kardok.
Uh-oh.
He eats people like you as calcium supplement.
Kardok! I remember you. Yeah. You're As creepy fucking looking as I remember, although that weird glitch you're doing is just a little bit unsettling. Wish you wouldn't do that for actual boss time against Kardok himself. Now, fortunately, the energy vials are going to stay here for us to grab. Oh, hello. Yeah. He's also got friends to play with him, which is something he definitely did not used to have previously. Right then, so we've got no magic Lumborns, unfortunately, so the flame one's going to have to do for now. Come get some. Magic sword. This is the main damage dealer. Magic sword. It's pretty damn nice. And using my own guys against me. You evil bastard, Zarok. You'll get yours soon enough. Let's take out his champion first. Whoa. She shoved me into the vial there. I mean, okay, I guess. That's interesting. Now, the problem you've got in this sort of boss gauntlet here is the fact that, well, it is exactly that. A definite boss gauntlet. You've got a lot of fighting to do. There we go. But yeah, definitely I say. So if you don't come here with all 20 chalices, you'll still be able to do this fight here. Or the first bit of the fight at least. But you will not have... Wait! He just charged me! But you won't have anywhere near as much health from the Chalice Guardian people there. And basically you'll just start outnumbered and it's a bit more of a tougher fight. But yeah, if you run out of health or if you run out of dudes, well, it's GG. Also, we need to get the hell away from that attack. That's not fun. Gosh. There's loads of these dudes. Well, I suppose you wouldn't expect Zarok to play fair, would you? Scumbag! Ah! Don't know if I remember the camera doing this tracking business. Ow! Oh gosh, we're having some fun and games here, actually. Well, we're out of spare vials. No, finish him off. Got him. Nice.
Bugger. Right then, that's it. I've just about had enough of your meddling.
All right, Zarok, let's fight man to man then.
Where is that spell?
Spell?
Ah, yes.
What the?
No, not that spell.
I love that is, for goodness sakes.
Oh. Oh, not right now.
What kind of sorcerer are you?
Aha! Now I have it.
Uh-oh. Ah, that spell.
None shall defeat the mighty Zarok.
Christ sakes.
So prepare to die, Fortescue.
God, I've missed this. For final boss time against Zarok himself. So this is a bit of a attritional fight here. Oh, get back here. It's all about just waiting for him to, you know, slowly run out of his power here. We can't do anything, obviously, at this point here, but eventually he'll run out of power here. That fire hurts a lot as well. Oi! Get back here, you! Shoot him! Shoot him! There we go. Magic Sword's the real damage dealer, but the problem is, a lot of the time, you're not going to be close enough to really affect him too much here. Have a go. Ah, that hurt! Let's get away from that fire. Here we go, half a chance here. That's better. Nice. You're not that good a sorcerer, are you? Can't keep your spell going. Whee. Nope. Yeah, see like that? Just gotta shoot from a distance. That's not doing that much damage, it must be said, actually. That... Man, I missed my magic lombos. Ah, that was sloppy. That fire hurts a lot. Take my word for it. Get him! Fire! Better. None of those shots are connecting by the looks of it. Ah! No! Damn fire. Can't put it out either is the problem. Whoa! Right. screw this. Here we go. This looks a bit more like it. It's a boss killer, right? That's what I've got it for. Oi! Get him! It's slow, but it hurts a lot. Oh, gosh. Run, you idiots! Ow! Come on, you. Get back here! Where are you running to, Zarok? I mean, I thought you might be chicken, but... Don't you prove me too correct? Oh, dear. Well, this is a problem. Yeah, he's pissed. I mean, I can understand. So, yeah, at this point, melee, not an option now anymore. We're going to have to literally lob shit at this guy. I can do this. Ah, that shit hurts. Get him. Ah. Ah. Nope. Charge it up. Boom. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. It's not... Whoa, there's a sped up. It's not that difficult a boss fight, this, but it's, you know, helps I've done this once before. Ah! Damn, this shit actually really hurts. Ugh. Nope. Come on. Ugh. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy watching you die. 21 years, and now you're mine.
Curse you, Sir Knight. I am finally defeated. Yet if I am to fail, then all shall perish. You are doomed, Fortescue.
Oh.
You will never leave this domain.
I feel like I've heard this before. Ooh. Ooh. That didn't work. Now, saying that, we probably should get the hell out of here. Take that, Shadow Demons. It was about here I suddenly realised. I was like, oh, for goodness sakes. So. Obligatory slow motion shots! Oh, hello. You come to make me dinner again? Well, maybe not. Are you trying to communicate with the bird? Is a yes? Apparently. Of course, now all the souls being returned. But of course, with Zarok defeated, the town is saved. But of course that means our time is up. Finally, the true hero you're always meant to be. Good night, Dan. Ah, but of course. Oh, hello, everyone. Having themselves a nice little party. Damn. Well, Carl there's got some moves. I think that's Carl. Pretty hard to tell. Goodness sakes. Well, I guess all's well that ends well, right? I think there's a backing track meant to be playing here. Never mind. Never mind. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that. You know, when I first heard about this game being remastered, not all that long ago it feels actually now to come to think of it, I got to remember that I was pretty surprised actually when I first heard it. I was pleasantly surprised, mind you. Obviously, we've been living in the past few years. We've seen all sorts of classic games being remastered. You know, Resident Evils, your Crash Bandicoots, your Spyros, Tomb Raider, all these sorts of crazy titles that have all, you know, it's the whole what's old is new sort of thing that we've been living through for the past few years. Some have been really good, some have been incredibly faithful, some of them have been a little bit dodgy, to put it mildly, but I've got to say, this is a fantastic remake. It really is to me. Having been someone that's, you know, have played the original so much, and you know, I grew up with this series when I was really young. You know, this was a part of my childhood, was MediEvil series. That's why I was so enjoyable in being able to bring this game originally. Why do you think that MediEvil, the original, was the second ever game I ever did on this channel? 8 years ago now. Jeez, that's frightening. In this very room as well, mind you. Wow. So, what I make of this remake? As I said, I think this is it's been a fantastic little title. It has been a title that has been incredibly faithful to the original, which I think was the right decision. I would probably put this along the lines of like the the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, and you know, the Spyro Reignited stuff, as well as, you know, I think this is how you do classic games 20 years on, and this is exactly how you're meant to remaster them, you know, to take a core game, you know, change a couple little bits and pieces here that perhaps weren't quite right and didn't age too well over 20 years, give everything a nice lick of coat of paint, and just make the game an absolute joy, and something that today's gamers that never got a chance to play any of the originals can really just sink their teeth in. I mean, think about it, folks. The last MediEvil game, which was Resurrection, was released back in 2005. 15 years ago, nigh on. That's ridiculous. But it is the truth. And so, it's always going to be a difficult one for me, this, because I'm obviously going to be somewhat biased towards MediEvil series, and I think it's fantastic. But that also means that I walked into this game with some fairly decent expectations, and it's been well worth the money that I've paid for it, even, I should say. I think the 25 quid for the experience has been fantastic. You know, it'd be just like going to a cinema, you know, on like release day or something, and you know, having enough food and that to keep you happy. I also don't know why there's no music playing here. I have no idea. Clearly, this game is not 100% upon release, which is something that's its own problem. I'll probably discuss that in a moment. What I'll probably do is I'll probably just throw in some music from like the original MediEvil here, just to tie in the background. That's another area I think I have to say is absolutely fantastic about this game. Is what they've done with this. You know, the gameplay I think is fairly solid. The camera work is sometimes a bit too possessive for my liking, but I suppose that's your mileage may vary there. I think the decision to use the original voice lines from the first game, I think is such a fantastic idea. And you know, I think that as well, thinking back to the original, was one of its charms as well, was like the old voice acting. I suppose it's a case of, you know, why redo it? There's no need to, especially with the old game. You know, it was fantastic. It was perfect. All the voices fitted everyone so well. It fit the mood. It was so brilliant. Why change it? Bring back the old voice lines. I think that's such a fantastic idea. I'm so glad they did that. I think the only thing perhaps that would have been nice to have on Edition, and would be to perhaps an option somehow, some way to play through this game. Maybe like on completion, maybe you can play through levels again. But like play it with the original OST as well from 1998. Now that's not saying anything bad about this game by any stretch of the imagination, music-wise. I think the music for this is really, really awesome. It feels like they've literally lifted some of the tracks from Resurrection and put in this game. I could be completely wrong about this, but they've certainly taken the tone from that game and expanded upon it for this game, definitely. And it's a really, really good soundtrack for this. But that just shows you how high in regard I hold the original 98. I would still say to this day that the soundtrack for MediEvil 1 is possibly one of the most underrated OSTs I think that the Sony PS1 ever saw. And that's covering a lot of games, everyone. Especially quite a few that I've played as well. I think absolutely glorious. There is, I suppose, a downside or two here and there. Obviously, the fact, as you're seeing here, you know, the music playing as well. This game's not 100% perfect on release. You know, there's a couple of little issues and the odd bug or two that we have encountered on this series. I'm not going to blame the game for this. I think that's as much to blame as the whole, you know, day one patch culture that we're living in. It's a culture that needs to die, and die quickly. It's you know, it's unacceptable. There's so many games. I'm not going to go off too much around here, but it is unacceptable that so many games nowadays sort of get released and sort of rush to release before ahead of time when they're really ready for it. This is hardly, by any stretch of the imagination, the worst offender of this year, or as I've mentioned, this damn month. But in any event, it is frustrating to see. You know, it's a culture that needs to die. It's a mentality that needs to go away. But I suppose that is what it is at the moment. But no, I would certainly say to anyone that has played the original and not had a chance to actually crack on this game, I would definitely recommend checking this game out. It has been an absolute joy to play. It's really nice as well to relive some old memories, you know. I mean, I'd say it must be like about 15 years, I reckon, since I first played this game, the original version of it. I mean, that's crazy to think of. And if I was being honest, if I said that when Dan was going back to his crypt there and had his hand on his resting place, and if I said that I might have been, you know, getting slightly teary-eyed at that, and maybe ever so slightly at the moment as well, thinking about it too, would you believe me? You may or may not, I suppose. That is entirely your choice. But this has been an absolute joy to bring back to the channel. Obviously, we're not done with the series. I'm still going to be doing another couple of videos. It's probably going to take going through and exploring the Lost Souls side quest, which I'll certainly delve into as well. We'll look to tie off that. I don't think it's going to take too long to do. I wouldn't have thought so, especially because I can just sort of crack on with the game, and you know, a lot of it will be done off screen, probably like trying to track down with the locations of the various chests where these souls are, and then trying to figure out where they've got to go as well. As I said, my understanding is there's one soul to find in each level, and they all go to one separate level each as well. So it'll be like sort of following a puzzle and kind of following the trail as we go, basically. We found the one in the time machine that's got to go back to Zarok's tower, so we'll start off there next video. and rock on from there. But you know, you guys may not be some of you may not be interested in watching those, which is fine. I can only hope that you have thoroughly enjoyed this series. It's always sad to sort of see towards the back end of the titles, which, you know, you enjoy and you play and you love, and, you know, of series that you know were parts of your childhood when you're growing up. It always makes it a little bit difficult towards the back end of things, but in a good way, you know, in a way that you're glad for the experience, and you're glad that with the decision being made to remake this game, which again surprised me that this would be a title that would have been chosen. I'm so glad that they've done it in the way they have. I think they've blended in elements of the original and Resurrection really well. I can't sit here and say this game is 100% perfect, but it's a fantastic attempt at a remaster. Special thanks to all those people, especially to Chris Sorrell, Jason Wilson, the Vision Possible, and dedicated to the memory of Paul Darrow, the voice of Zarok. Yeah, he died this year. Poor bastard. God, this has been a beautiful game. You. Mr. Apple. And as I'll flick up here, as it turns out, he's even in the original credits as well. I'd forgotten. And with that, it brings an end to the main story of MediEvil. So I hope you guys will join me for the next couple of videos. We'll delve into the Lost Souls side quest. But if not, I hope you've enjoyed the ride. And it has been an absolute pleasure and joy to relive this remake and to bring this to 2019. You know, in a couple of videos' time, when this actually brings us to an end, and this is quite possibly the last time that Dan will ever be on this channel. God, I'm gonna miss him so much. See you next time.